All right, so I want to talk about TikTok and what it means to be a creative person in the year of our apocalypse, 2022. And I think TikTok, just as an example of technology, is really interesting because ultimately it's just remix culture taken to, a social video form. It's really not that different from when people first started remixing music. Um, and that's cool. I think it's a great tool. I think that there are a lot of great things that have come from TikTok, but by and large, when you think about the overall impact, what's it really doing to us, as people who want to be creative and noticed on the internet, I guess, and put things out there? I'm going to compare TikTok to Vine because I really loved Vine. I thought Vine was awesome because if you wanted to make something interesting on Vine, you had to think of something interesting and then you would post that. And by and large, most of the great stuff that happened on Vine, that's what it was. Someone had an idea. And now with TikTok, you'll have one person that has one good idea, and then you have thousands of people just remixing that same idea. You have a lot of the top TikTokers don't actually bring anything new to the table outside of their slight small twist on what's happening. In some ways, I can understand this as being a good thing because it really lowers the barrier to entry. Like with Vine, it was a little tricky because you had to be kind of clever. You had to actually think of something. Whereas with TikTok, you just sort of scroll through until you find a trend that you like, and then you can just replicate that trend. And if you're creative, maybe you'll put like a little bit of twist on it. So as a result, the barrier to entry for just creating content is much lower. However, I would argue the quality of that content is also much lower. So you have a lot more people making silly videos, but when more than 75% of all the videos are just copies of other videos, it kind of shows diminishing returns in a lot of ways. And I don't really know how I feel about that. I think it's cool for everyone to have a voice. I think that everyone is an artist. Everyone has something interesting to bring to the table. But it would be nice if it sort of pushed back a little bit, if it challenged people a bit more, because if you look at the rewards from TikTok, the people who really blow up, a lot of them aren't really doing much. And I know that if you can really hone the algorithm in certain ways, maybe your TikTok experience would be better than what mine was. But honestly, you can't even escape TikTok. Like, even if you delete the app, YouTube Shorts, that's all TikTok. Facebook, whatever slides thing, that's all TikTok as well. I haven't had the TikTok app in like a year, and yet I know all the TikTok memes. I know all the songs that everybody does the same thing too. I know all the challenges, and I'm trying to avoid it just because I'm bored by it. Like, it's just that homogenous. It's just that much of a culture that's just eking out and dripping into everything else. And if you're having fun with TikTok, that's awesome, and I'm totally happy for you. I would challenge you to try your best to take whatever experience you get from that and maybe do something original. Wow, the old man yells at cloud. Kids these days, bruh, bruh, bruh. I know. But I think that it's sort of a necessary process before we get to something else. It is like kind of the early days of remixing music before DJs became this big, huge premier thing and started making mixes that sound nothing like the original. Maybe TikTok's like that. Maybe TikTok can be a stepping stone towards something that's even greater, by getting a lot of people in the door to start filming silly stuff, and maybe whatever comes next can actually bring something to the table. That would be rad. I would love that.